Alright, hello everyone. Today we're going to be doing a destroyer type disc comparison and then playing 5 holes with just these discs and of course the NV as our putting putter and potentially throwing putter depending on if we decide we want to use it or not. But first, real quick, we're going to break down what each of these discs is and we're going to give you a little flight comparison out here in this field. Alright, so first of all we have our classics. We've got this destroyer. This is kind of like a stock run destroyer. It's fairly unstable from my few times I've thrown it. Obviously I don't throw it too much because it looks wonderful, beautiful dye job here. But that's basically as aggressive and domey of a wing shape as you're going to find on a fresh destroyer. Also a destroyer here, I think. I'm like 99% sure. Not sure what plastic this is. It looks kind of like the old Innova Protoglow, not Protoglow, the Classic Glow. Not sure exactly what run this is. So far it flies a lot beefier. I think it's one of the beefier discs that we're going to be testing today. But if you compare these two, you can see it's definitely a little bit less domey and it's probably going to fly a lot more overstable. I can check and see later if it's Classic Glow, if it glows at all. Haven't actually tested that yet, but I'll let you know with like something on the screen or something. Next up we have the Zeus. This was a disc I got as a mystery disc off of Infinite. It is in the Big Z plastic. It's fairly beat-in, so it's going to be a little more unstable than what you'd get fresh out of the box. But it's a pretty similar wing shape to our first destroyer. It's kind of exactly what you'd expect. Alright, and last up, this one's a little bit whiffy. On Infinite's website, it's listed as -1.3 for a turn and fade, but the manufacturer, Dynamic Discs, has listed this as a 0.5 or -0.53, which I'd say it's honestly kind of a little bit in between those. This is definitely the beefiest out of all of these. I'd compare it to like a slightly slower, definitely more glidier nuke. So this is, I don't know if I said this already, this is the Trespass. It is in the loose dice plastic. It's one of the 10-year anniversary discs from that run. And then of course the Envy, but we can break that down in a different video. Alright, so we're going to give some quick little shots here out into this field. If we get a bad shot, we might come back and throw again. Alright, first up, Star Destroyer. First throw of the day. It's not too bad. I didn't get very much turn on it, and it was kind of a little bit high for what we're at, but pretty good. Before I throw again, worth saying, I'm on the coast. It's kind of humid right now, so these discs are probably going to be a little flippier and glidier than they might be for you if you live, like, in, say, in Colorado or something. Classic Glow, maybe. Destroyer. That's a lot better. Pretty far. Big Z Zeus. Gotta wait for this car to pass and then we'll throw. That one's too high for sure. Came back down though. It's kind of right over by that first destroyer. One of my personal favorites, the Trespass. Oh, low. That's alright, you can kind of see how that thing was flying. Actually, I'm going to run over and get that and throw that one again, because that was too low for you to see what the flight would look like. Alright. Alright. Got it, gonna dry it off, wait for this car. Then I think we're good to throw again. So for the second throw, it's gonna be a little bit wet, so might not get the cleanest release here, but we'll try. It's a little better, got the anhyzer on out of the hand. definitely a little high. It held the line well though. Alright, I guess we'll go measure all of these and see how far they went. Oh my gosh, it is muddy out here. Note to self, next time we do something like this, pick a day when it's not flooded to throw into this field. Anyway, here's our first couple discs. First destroyer, there's the Zeus. Right over there's the Trespass. That's the other destroyer. Alright, that's pretty good. We'll see how far they went. Didn't feel like super good throws, didn't get a super long, ridiculous fly out of them or anything, but fairly happy with those throws. Alright, we got the discs. Longest throw was like 345, 350-ish feet. I'm gonna see if I'm gonna try teeing off with each of these discs at least once. I can have a maximum of one tee off with this NV. And basically, like we'll say within circle 2, I'm allowed to use the NV. So hopefully we'll get some good variety with these tee shots here. Since they're all destroyers that we're playing with today, we're not going to be playing a whole lot of woodsy stuff. We're gonna have some trees for sure, but we're mostly gonna be playing open holes today. And we're here at Bandon City Park Disc Golf Course. Alright, first hole. This is a par 4. It's 537 feet, if that sign is to be trusted. As you can see, the basket's kind of way down there. Fairly wide open fairway, but we kind of got to keep it clear of the right side, otherwise you can get stuck and have to do some pretty nasty technical forehand approaches or something. There is definitely a risk of going over the people's fences there, so we're going to play, if we lose one over the fences, can't retrieve it. It's going to be a par 3 from that next tee pad up there. I'm thinking the play here is going to go with one of the more understable destroyers and see if we can Anheuser flex it down the middle and give ourselves a nice possible approach shot for the birdie. Oh, it flipped out a little early, but it's holding that Anheuser really well. Probably can't see that shot too well, but it kind of snuck around just up in front of that tree there. Alright, pretty happy with that first shot. Really bad shot for hitting the line, but managed to get through, so we'll take it. I just realized that the welcome to the city park sign right there is missing. Don't know how long that's been gone. Alright, this is looking pretty good. We got our second tree up here. The disc is right up there. So we're gonna go grab it and see what we got. Alright, here's our lie. We've kind of got like between 100 and 200 somewhere feet left to go. Not super far. So we're probably gonna go, I think, forehand approach shot with the same disc. Again, it's wet, so this could go bad. Or I mean, that's my excuse anyway. Let's see how we go. Oh no, I yanked it over a whole bunch. That's definitely a big old tester. Not looking super good for my goal of -2 that I definitely remember to say at the start of the video. But anyway, that's kind of what we're going to try to shoot for today. A couple of these holes are very birdieable. Okay, sweet. Next hole, par 3. 340 feet, according to this sign. Again, I don't think that's quite accurate. We got a straight gap up the middle here. Basket's like right up in there somewhere. I think that's it right there. And we're trying to hit this wide gap off to the right, right over here. Let something hyzer back in. So we're going to be going with the beefiest of our destroyer type things. Again, not super much of a difference, as you could see on the flight comparison. But we're going Trespass. Hopefully we can get a birdie here. But I'd say this is definitely the most bogeyed hole on the course. I don't know if it's actually the hardest one on the course, probably. And that's for playing like the whole layout. So this one would be a challenge. Bonus birdie. Be very happy to get it if we do. Ah! Left out early. I was worried I was going to throw in the dog park there. We're going to have like a long approach shot and maybe even a putt depending on what kind of ground play we got, but we'll see. Oh, interesting. I can kind of feel like a little wind coming across this way. That would be a headwind from the tee pad. We were thrown that way. Right over there's our pin. See what we get. Our lie's right down here. We'll give it a run. All right, here we go. I think we're in circle 2. Not gonna lie, better bid than I usually have. It's a par. Not too bad. Oh well. This hole will be interesting. Par 3, 291, tunnel shot toward the basket. Not the narrowest of tunnels ever. Still pretty tricky. I only hit this one like maybe 50% of the time. We're gonna throw the Zeus here. It's fairly straight. I've had some success with it on this hole in the past. But and again, this tee sign says it's 291. This one's probably pretty close to that, but tee signs here aren't super accurate. Here goes. Like I said, only hit it about 50% of the time, if that. I must say, my goal of 2 under is not looking so obtainable right now. Get through stuff, please. That's okay. It's a tight shot. We'll take it. Alright, throw it in here. I think we're outside circle 2, so I can't throw the envy. We're gonna go Zeus again, because I like that idea. Decent run. Really hope I wasn't standing in the way of the camera there. But that's fine. We'll blame the conditions when we fail the challenge. That was way closer than it had any right to be. That was not a far putt at all. Alright. I'd say this one's our tightest and probably most technical of our fairways for today. For sure a forehand shot for me. It's kind of like sneak up to the left, make it through these initial trees. These trees get hit a lot. And kind of hyzer it toward the basket. Hopefully skip in, get back on track for a challenge. This is our second to last hole and we need 3 strokes. So either an ace or an eagle. Eagle on the next hole is definitely possible, but you ought to get a fairly long throw in or a ridiculously good drive. We'll try it though. Watch me pull this shot to the left, hit those trees right there like I always do. See that? I can hit any gap as long as it's a tree. Dang. Shot actually kind of ended up a lot better than I thought it would. We're gonna call that inside circle 2. Okay. Almost. Because I'm sure you guys need to hear another excuse. Switching up my putting style recently. Instead of like a ugly that to more of a that. It works a lot better, but I'm not used to 100% of the way. Looks like we have to get an albatross in the last hole to finish the challenge correctly. I might have to incorporate mulligans into this challenge again if we play when it's wet. We'll see. We'll see. Alright, last hole, par 4, 400 something feet. No one knows. This isn't one that has been marked on the course yet. Basically the shot is just get around that first tree, see if you can make it to the island. We're playing with the entire baseball field over here on to the left as hazard. We're gonna say if you're within 3 feet of the fence, you can take it 3 feet off the other side of the fence. Probably not reachable. Only gotten pin high with like 2 discs ever, so probably not going to be happening with these destroyers and my noodle arm, but the wind's definitely helping flip stuff up, which will probably be helpful for distance. Try this guy first, real shot, then that guy for fun. You've got to be freaking kidding me. Maybe this will be a real shot. Probably not, but maybe. Burn, baby. Made it over. One more, then we'll be done. Hey, I know that guy. Well, those were very underwhelming shots. Okay, challenge has been officially failed, but we're gonna finish this hole anyway. See if we can get this anywhere close to the pin and probably call it a day. Oh my gosh, that was bad. Okay, one last putt. Also for the record, this is the second take. The first one I tried to add the outro on the end. And then it got cut off short because I lingered too long on me telling you I'm sorry for whining, and I cut a bunch of that out. Again, I'd love to come back and do this again in better weather. Hopefully we can maybe get a good score, maybe add a mulligan rule, we'll see. But I hope this video was helpful for flight comparisons, seeing how stuff flies in the round, and hey, maybe when it's wet. So for any of you who are looking to shop, I know these vary a lot by run, especially these two, you can see that. Maybe this video didn't showcase that the best, and I'm sorry for that, but hopefully we'll get to see that better in the next one. Alright, stay safe out there. Cheers.